Hello friends, and welcome to Rocky Mountain Gardens. My name is Mary, and welcome back to all my subscribers and anyone else who's brand new here at my channel. Well, today guys, I'm going to be sharing with you a video of my home decorations for spring and Easter. As you know, this weekend we're celebrating Easter. That is the day when we remember the risen Christ and all he did for us. So I mentioned in my last video, which was a description of my adventures in South America recently, I mentioned that my next video would be something about gardening. However, I totally forgot how early Easter is this year, so I wanted to get this video up first so that you could enjoy it before the holiday. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And remember, I include both spring and Easter in my tour. And I actually keep up these decorations until June. I like to thoroughly enjoy my work. Okay, let's go ahead and start the tour. Let's begin by stepping into my living room area. You can see I got out my spring Afghan here on the love seat, and on this couch on this side of the room I also added more spring Afghan quilt with the spring colors and my spring pillows. On the credenza here below my television, I have some decorations with this Easter screensaver on my TV just for you. I added a clock that I just thrifted here with a small thrifted bunny and this lovely milk glass vase where I created a spring bouquet just to add to that spring and Easter feeling. I have two cute bunnies here in this area, and I got this little runner here that's so spring-like. Actually purchased it at Big Lots about 3 or 4 years ago. Then I have this cubby where I've added some spring little figurines. And if we come up here, a small stuffed bunny, a little girl figurine, a cute bunny, and this vase that you see here I bought when I lived in Europe on a trip to Denmark. It's Royal Copenhagen. Then I have a Kaiser pitcher up here with some florals. Now on my shelf here I have a thrifted, very vintage style bunny, a cute little bird house that was just painted perfectly. I didn't have to do a thing to it. Another little bird, and I moved my set of drawers here on this display with, of course, a candle. Now coming on down, you know, this corner always has some of my houseplants in it for the perfect amount of sunlight for them to thrive. And here is a stuffed, you may have seen this last year in my tour, a Golden Book Peter Rabbit storybook with a stuffed Peter Rabbit. And as I swing around over to this side of the room in my entryway, I have my basket with some pink florals here by the door, and then my narrow shelf that you see here. I always like to decorate, as you know, for the seasons. And I have the Whispering Rabbit, another, look at this really pretty thrifted clock, very vintage looking. Another basket with florals and a little bunny there. And of course you all know about my gallery wall here by my stairs. Now on my stairs, I traded out the green tassels that I had for white and pale blue. I don't know what it is, but I just like hanging something for the season on this newel post. Now let's walk over to the dining area. On this cabinet behind my couch, I have quite a few Easter decorations all across the way with little bunnies, of course, a cross to commemorate Jesus's death. And of course we have bunnies, and oh, I want to share with you this cute little teapot that I added to my teapot collection. And this one I of course got thrifting. Here are some of my thrifted teacups and a thrifted crystal bowl here you may have seen in my Christmas video, piled high with sparkling Easter eggs, and these two little bunnies that I got when my daughter was a baby. And so, you know, she's 34 now, so I guess you could consider those bunnies to be vintage. And this darling little piggy, isn't he the best? I just really like him a lot. I forgot to mention that I put this round ruffled tablecloth onto this round table next to my couch. And on it I do have a bunny, as you can see. On my small chest here, I put a lantern and a very nice ironstone pitcher that I recently found at the thrift store. Of course, another stuffed bunny is sitting here on the bottom shelf of this little table. Another thrifted bunny, and a kind of overflowing, you might say, flower arrangement here in this container that I got at Hobby Lobby when it was on clearance. And this little guy with his basket of carrots, isn't he cute? Now he was a lucky find on sale at Home Goods, I believe, that I got several years ago. Over here, I have a pink floral wreath on this large mirror. You can see the full effect here. And as you all know, this is my area for more house plants. They seem to be doing pretty well, even though I was gone for 18 days. My daughter actually came over and watered them for me so that they did stay alive, which is wonderful. And then I'm going to turn around and share with you my table. Now I do have some purple, well, I guess we would say lilac colored and pink candles, because you know those are perfect for Easter and spring. And I have this very cute tablecloth with Easter eggs and rabbits and chicks on it, bunnies. I got that quite a few years ago, actually. And this little centerpiece place right here, that is from Big Lots, actually. Now I'm using silver candlesticks because for me they seem to go better in the spring. And let's walk around. Well, we'll make a stop here to get a full view of my hutch. You might notice that I put my oil lamps up on top of the hutch for this season. I have a crock with some greenery and florals, a lamb's ear garland, And then we'll come around here. Another stuffed bunny makes an appearance here. And then you can see the view of my table from this side also. I actually used the coffee pot that goes with my dishes as a vase here for this season. And I've gotten out some of my plates these are Villeroy and Boch plates. The pattern is called Amapola. And I bought them when I lived in Germany, actually, at the factory. And here's some nice napkins to go with. And then we'll take a close-up look at how I sort of designed the shelf here on my hutch. Now I have some sort of faux lilac flowers on a garland here in two cute little figurines for the season. This little bunny plate that I bought at Home Goods, I believe. And then I have one of my Royal Albert cup and saucers here. It was a gift from my daughter, and I found this little tea bag holder. Isn't it darling? At an antique store. I've been wanting to start collecting these so I could have a tea party, a proper tea party, but I haven't found any more since then. Now this silver coffee pot was from my father, and I just did another bouquet in this vessel here to make it look very, very spring-like. You know, living in Colorado right now, everything is still brown, and it will stay that way pretty much until May. So I can't have enough of flowers in my house, even though they're faux. They really give that spring-like feeling. So let's enter my kitchen and library. And you can see I still have my collection of rolling pins here in this large crock. And on my chair here, I have a salt glaze bowl that I bought in Kansas when I lived there. And I have a little lace piece draped over the back, as well as some books in this little bowl. Can't have books too much everywhere around in your in your home. Now on my green cabinet here, I have Mr. and Mrs. Bunny and a cute little duck, and they are all sitting here to welcome my guest here for Easter Sunday. And then in my little box where I put my seasonal salt and pepper shakers, I have some bunnies, some watering pots or watering cans, a sort of Delft looking set of shakers, cute little bunny, and reminding us to remember faith in the Lord. And then I wanted to swing around here to show you what I did. In case you missed my last Flipping Friday, this is a pegboard that I attached to the side of my island, and I hung lots of different things, mostly thrifted, there to display. And then I know where they are too, instead of being, you know, put away in a closet or a drawer. Now on my island, I have a beautiful bouquet of flowers given to me for my birthday by a friend, a good friend. And you know, my birthday's in March, but I've told everybody that I'm not growing older. I'm gonna stay the same age until I pass away. Here's a little laughing bunny that I got at the Kaiser factory in Germany years ago. And also a cute little duck that was thrifted, and lots of different Easter eggs. Gotta have those Easter eggs out at this time of year. And guys, you won't believe it, but here we are in late March, and it is snowing like crazy all of a sudden. And of course that makes me happy because I just fertilized all my irises, hoping that they will bloom better this year. So anyway, I love the moisture. I didn't do a lot of decorating on my counter for Easter this year. I put this Easter piece right here. Looks like a little placemat that I bought, and some napkins for my coffee station. And you may have seen this on my fridge in the past, but this is a tea towel that has pictures of lots of different British wildlife. Isn't that darling? And then on top of my fridge, I have another Mr. and Mrs. Bunny. They're made of sisal. One has a net for catching butterflies, and the other one has eggs that are flying in the air like balloons, and a basket with more florals. That's how my fridge looks. Now here, next to my baby jade plant, I have a really pretty lamp that I thrifted with a blue and white pattern that is particularly pretty. A little tiny bunny popping his nose up. Another recently thrifted brown colored bunny with a basket and some greens in it. And then, gosh, guys, look at this little flower pot, how it's decorated. Isn't it precious, with a little girl bunny just sort of popping her head out of the pot. So cute. The tray in the back is one that I decoupaged and got actually at the Target dollar spot. So stepping over here, more houseplants. And of course, with the snow, I have my fire going just to make it cozy on a snowy spring day. I did an arrangement in this bunny that I also got at Home Goods. You know, I used to shop at Home Goods quite a lot, but I sort of stopped when I began thrifting in earnest after I retired. I decided that I could get things for much less money and, you know, redo them myself for my decorations in my home. Here's a print that I did here for this frame. I usually have some kind of seasonal picture in this frame, and that one is for spring, of course. And I actually just print it on regular computer paper off my printer and place it into the frame, and it works just fine, and it's totally free. Now this little lamb is sitting on my table with this spring colored tablecloth. And guys, I just bought this chronological study Bible, and I have decided that I'm going to read through it in order and just a few pages a day, however much I have time for. And so that's one of my projects now. Back up here on my bookcase, I did place in some other pieces to make it look more spring-like. So up here, let's see, on the top shelf there wasn't much changed, but coming down lower, I have a picture here that I'm putting all my bookmarks that I've been collecting on, and oh my goodness, look at this delightful teapot again with two bunnies on it and tulips all around. Isn't that darling? I was so excited to find that when I was thrifting. I kept my basket here, but I added some Easter eggs and another one of my favorite teapots right here. And stepping back, here's my brown chair that I just love. I think I told you I paid about $14 or $15 for that chair. It was in perfect condition, so I really didn't have to do any work on it at all. I've been picking up a few more books, so my stacks are getting larger. I added a swan here with some florals, and of course I must have the sign, "He is risen." He is risen indeed, as we know. And then my mantle, everybody. Here's how I did my mantle this season. I used that arched piece here on the side, decorated it with ivy and florals. I have 2 jumping bunnies, another ironstone pitcher in a really lacy, very pretty doily. And the flowers cascade off this side of my mantle. So if we stand back, you can see we start higher up here, follow along, and then drop down for a rather asymmetrical look. And there's the hearth again. Now stepping this direction, I have a quilted square that a friend of mine made. Isn't it cute? You should see the backing on it. It's such a pretty color. One of my favorites. Isn't that lovely? Birdhouse pillow, another very spring-like quilt that I thrifted, and a pillow that I bought, handmade pillow, that was from a vintage market that I went to. Now back here, I have, of course, my bottles, another plant, more books, the clock that I refinished recently, a little birdie, and here is Peter Rabbit peeking into the pot with all these florals. Isn't he precious? He is so, so cute. So let's take a look at the whole space. Here's my kitchen area, peeking into the living room and my green cabinet. And then we'll turn around to have a full look at my library. I hope you enjoyed this tour, and that I will see you again in my next video, which it really will be a gardening video. We're going to be talking about some important things that we can do before the springtime actually comes. The snow ends and the temperatures have risen. So I hope I see you again, like I said, in the next video. Please take care and have a lovely, happy Easter. Love to all. This is Mary saying bye for now.